Hi friends, this is Madhavi with you from the Kingmakers IS Academy. Here we are with the first question of essay paper. This discussion will be telling you how we have to structure. Basically, every essay will be having a rough work. So this basically will be a rough work, a draft of how you can write your essay. So the first topic that was recently asked in UPSC 2024 essay paper was forests precede civilization and deserts follow them. This was one of the most important topic that usually UPSC keeps asking. There was a question on alternative technologies of climate change, and there was a question even right 1 year before, forest is the best case studies for economic excellence. So forest as a topic is very close to UPSC, I hope. So there are repetition of the similar topic on forest that is talking about the sustainable development, the problem of climate change, the environmental issue as such, which is being a very favorite topic of UPSC. So this is being often asked. So how we can decode this particular topic and how we can write an essay. So this is a brainstorming that I have done for myself over this particular topic. So here I have given an introduction. I have given a thought work and a framework for an introduction, and when I'm thinking about an introduction, I will simultaneously or after this introduction, I will conclude my thought process also. So I will plan, while I'm planning for introduction, I will also plan for my conclusion as well the same time, so that I am able to keep my essay very relevant to the topic, and because introduction and the conclusion should be very impressive. Otherwise, your marks is only based on the last final touch that you are giving to the essay. So if your final touch is not very appropriate, or it is deviating, or it's not very conclusive, or it's not very closure type, you will not be able to get the +5 mark or +10 marks that UPSC examiner will be impressed to afford. So in that case, we have to give a best conclusion as much as possible. So to give a best conclusion and to give an best impression or interest to read your essay, introduction and conclusion should be very, very perfect and impressive. So in order to do that, you have to plan and brainstorm the introduction and conclusion at the same time in the first part itself. So you have to plan the introduction and the conclusion by decoding the topic itself and finding what is the interpretation of the topic and what is the topic is telling you, or what is the topic conveying you, and what you wanted to convey it to the examiner. That is what should be there in the introduction and conclusion. So I have thought of an introduction wherein I was thinking about this topic, forest precedes civilization and deserts follow them. When I was thinking about this topic, I thought of talking about Greta Thunberg and our Mahatma Gandhi. So how do I impressively start this topic? I was thinking, and I thought, okay, I was creating an imaginative situation telling that Greta Thunberg rose from a nightmare. She thought of a forest. She was breathing and enjoying the place of a near forest or something. And then she woke up in the nightmare and she was finding that she was in the midst of a desert, and she was helpless, and she was thirsty, and she was about to die. This was a situation wherein the Greta Thunberg started understanding that if we are not saving the environment, her future or the future of her generation or after her will be in peril. Similarly, decades before, or many decades before, many distance apart, there was one person with a greater wisdom who is called the father of India, thought of the same thing. He was walking with a stick, but he was telling a greater story to the mankind. If you are not saving the forest, your life will be peril, and no earth can save the humankind was a message given by this father who is Mahatma Gandhi. So these two persons who are a young chap, and here the wisdom, a person of great wisdom who is in his late 70s, thought of the same thing, that is forest precedes civilization. If you don't save the forest, the deserts will follow them. So like this, I'll be starting my introduction with 1 or 2 paragraphs, and then I will be talking about the interpretation that I'm giving about this 2 story, that is Greta Thunberg story and the Mahatma Gandhi story, and I will tell how I'm relating that story to the topic that is there in the essay paper. Then I will say what I'm going to discuss now. So I'm going to discuss now how forest will follow or how civilization will follow or will take the service of the forest, and how if we are not sustainably managing this forest, a desert will follow them. That will be the third part of my introduction. Then I will start my body either with the headings, side headings, or without side headings. I will start the flow of my essay. So then I'll talk about how forest is very important for mankind. Forest is providing ecosystem services, and it is preceding civilization. I can quote the example of Mesopotamian civilization or Mayan civilization or Indus Valley civilization, whatever. So I'll be giving certain examples of civilization, how they emerged from the forest, how they domesticated the wildlife, how they enriched how they cultivated, how they got the food from the being a food gatherer, then became a settled agriculturalist, and then became industrial revolution, and they started using the minerals, and they developed the industries and so on and so forth, and how the humankind was developing in the economically. So like this, I'll be telling how forest is a root cause for civilization. So this will be my starting point of my discussion, giving a various example from the civilization, from the Britain or from the Chinese civilization or even Japan. You can give any number of examples telling about how forest precedes civilization. Then coming to the point of our concern, that is desert follow them. Man with the thought of materialism or in the pursuit of rationalism. So if a man is too much rational, he will not be able to sustain the forest, because there is a growth which is anthropocentric. We are moving towards anthropocentric growth. So if my letters are not clear, I'm writing here anthropocentric growth. We are moving towards anthropocentric growth, and there is a spirit of individualism rather than collectivism, rather than naturalism. So we are not understanding that nature is the most important need, most important thing that will sustain the life of human. So that is what I'll be talking about. And then also I'll be talking about how competition or scramble for such minerals is affecting the mankind. So then I will talk about what is the impact of this materialism, too much of materialism, extreme materialism, rationalism, telling or you even quoting Gandhi again with the telling there is enough for everyone's need and not for the greed. That quote I will be giving in the in between in the essay, body of the essay, and then I'll be talking about how this unsustainable exploitation and creating the mass extinction. We are now in the 6th mass extinction. So there are lots of wildlife which are being extinct because of this anthropocentric causes. So this is what I'll be highlighting, how the man is degrading the environment and the man is declining the growth because of the degradation of the environment. His economic or ecological footprints is overriding the carrying capacity of the earth, which is causing the problem of overshoot. That is ecological overshoot problem. Ecological overshoot problem. In terms of pollution, in terms of desertification, in terms of eutrophication, in terms of salinization, in terms of acidification, there is an ecological overshoot problem that are creating deserts. So deserts will follow them is how I will be substantiating with these impact of the unsustainable growth or unsustainable materialism or rationalism that is creating the declining growth, desertification, unsustainability, that in turn will create deserts. So same I will be quoting how Mesopotamian civilization or Mayan civilization or ivy has been turned into a forest, or the recent example of how the Aral Sea has been declining, or in between during the Great Depression of US, you can quote an example of the Dust Bowl of US, the Great Plains of USA, that is The Great Plains of USA, the Great Plains of USA was turned into a dust bowl. Was turned into a dust bowl, or there are lots of areas which were became a forest. So this, like this, I'll be narrating a story which is substantiating the topic of the essay. But is that so? Should I stop with that? Should I stop with what is asked in the question, or should I move beyond what is asked in the question? I should move beyond what is said in the question or what is the topic is about, because there should be an alternative perspective that you have to give when it comes to an essay. So what is the alternative perspective I'll give in this kind of essay? The question again, say, I'll come back to the question. Forests precede civilization and deserts follow them. Don't you think civilization also exists in a desert? Do you think always forest is necessary for a civilization? That is the alternative perspective that you have to give. So forest always is not necessary for civilization to grow. There are deserts in which the civilization grow, like Chakawan civilization in USA. This is a civilization in USA. Even currently, if you think about Egypt or Israel, it's a desert basically. It's a desert basically because of lots of innovation and sustainable practices or water conservation method or water management method. They're able to create prepare the land for a dry land agriculture, or agriculture was possible even with the innovations which are otherwise not possible in a desert. So that was the possibility that the man has created in the deserts like Egypt and Israel. Even Saudi Arabia, once it was a desert, now we have a civilization because of the minerals there in it. Once it was a forest, so there are minerals that is there. But even the civilization is possible in the desert is what my argument is. That is my argument against the topic of the essay. So this is an alternative perspective that you'll give for this essay. And also, deserts follow them. Do you think always the desert will follow the civilization? Need not be. If you are sustainable, it doesn't happen. There are lots of examples for that. Even the examples from the awardees of the Padma awardees who have created a forest out of otherwise places which are turning into a desert. So there is an example of this. Salur Marada Timmaka. So this is one person. Even there are lots of persons like Tulsi Gowda. There was one person who is called as Lady Tarzan. Lady Tarzan. She is one person who have revived the forest of Jharkhand from being desertified. Even you can quote an Anna Hazare's movement in Ralegaon Siddhi. So Anna Hazare brought this Ralegaon Siddhi forest who was affected by drought. So these are the examples of forest lady, forest woman, or the tree woman who have revived the forest from an otherwise place which are turning into a desert. So these are the examples. Even Rajendra Singh, who is called as a waterman of India in Rajasthan, can be quoted an example that deserts need not follow the civilization. So this is an example, this is the lessons learned, that we have to create a society which is sustainable, or we have to create an economic growth that is sustainable. We have to create a ecocentric growth rather than an anthropocentric growth. And so I'll then conclude, coming back to the conclusion, that I'll take the advice of the father of the nation. I'll create a new dreams for this greater than Bug, that it's not the desert, but there'll be a sustainable forest or a sustainable civilization that she will be giving it to the future generation. And remembering the Panchmrit goals of our current Prime Minister, we will be talking about mission life. Mission life, where it is the responsibility of each and every one to be living a life that is ecocentric or environmental friendly. and it's a contribution of each individual to hold on to the environment and live a life that are not affecting the environment but favoring the environment, because the human civilization will not sustain if we are affecting the nature. So this is how I'll be concluding my essay. So you need not know many authors or many philosophers, anything, to be giving a wonderful essay. It is important that you are able to think out of the box. You are thinking within the topic as well as thinking out of the topic, so that you are giving a different perspectives, different examples. Here I have not quoted any examples which you don't know. I have only gathered the example that you know, and I put it in the essay so that it stays relevant and it stays impressive upon the essay, so that I am presenting it in the way, in the flow that is very relevant, and it is very substantiating or justifying the topic. So this is how I'll be writing my essay. Thank you. We will be meeting for another essay very soon. Thank you.